Say that word like copy after itself. In fact, that pair of words I like to copy after itself, and I can just do this a few times and get a bit of material there. And there are other entities like text. Say after there, I'd like to copy from that entity point to that point, and it'll copy it. Great. So I could get myself some material on my blank piece of paper, and then I'd say, well, this is going to be more important than it looks. So I'd like to set up a file. So I tell the machine, all right, output to a file. And it says, well, I need a name. I'll give it a name. I'll say it's sample file. And I'll say, please output it. It says it did. And then it comes back automatically with an origin statement or header telling me the name of the file and the date and the time and who established it. And thereafter I can always do something. I can ask for the status of a file, and it'll tell me that information. It's a very small file now, owned by me, last written by me, very shortly ago, etc. And this is one aspect of what we'll use over and over again. So we've seen how we can... Let me move a statement for produce carrots, and I'd like to subcategorizing it. So it moved. And there it is. That's what happened. All right, produce, I've got carrots, and I'll move under there also bananas. And in fact, I could move a whole group under there, saying oranges and apples also. So I can begin categorizing things like that, and if I looked at the numbers now, I'd find that these items fit under there as a subset. I can do something like, say, instead of jump to identity and pointing to that and having it bring to the top, or jumping return back, I can say I jump to a name and say go to 2A4. And it'll do it. Or return. So I can jump to a location number just by giving it, or if I wish, I can add it as text in there and say jump to name, and just point to that, and it'll go to 2A. Did I say that? A different picture of the view. So here's what I drew with a picture drawing capability here. It's a slight map if I start from work, and here's the route I seem to have to go to pick up all the materials. And that's my plan for getting home tonight. But if I want to, I can say, the library, what am I supposed to pick up there? I can just point to that, and oh, I see, overdue books and all. Well, there was a statement there with that name on it. Go back. What am I supposed to pick up at the drugstore? I see, very interesting. All right. Market? Oh, I've already seen that. Produce, no, like that. Gee, that's too much. Anyway, so we have this feature of structuring our material hierarchically, being able to move around it very well. When we get a hierarchy, such as I can show you here now, I can do things if I want to just say, I'd like to interchange produce and canned materials. Bingo. That's what I'm going to do now. Well, I'm going to do something called jump on a link. And a link is something that'll go between files. So what it's going to do, it says, I'm going to go to your file name, CNRO. And the link also says where in that file and just what view it wants. So when I do like that, I'm in the middle of that other file looking at this particular material that's been carved out by the specifications on that link. And this is telling me to make a preparation to start out on a presentation. But I should also remember I'm going back to this other file, Amber, when I do it. And then I'm going to jump to a link. And here's a link. It says you want to go to statement A, but after the colon, all this garbage tells a bunch of abbreviated ways in which you'd like to control the view when you get there. Many parameters, as you'll notice. So I'll just say, all right, go to that one. And I'm looking at statement A. Now it's telling me this presentation is devoted to the HIRC. The natural question is, what's that? The devices that I'm using, I use 3, and they're not all standard. We have a pointing device called our mouse, a standard keyboard, and a special key set we have here. Okay, there's Don Andrews' hand in Menlo Park. And in a second we'll see the screen that he's working and the way the tracking spot moves in conjunction with movements of that mouse. I don't know why we call it a mouse. Sometimes I apologize. It started that way and we never did change it. All right, as it moves up or down or sideways, so does the tracking spot. This device over here is unique to us, and we always have to justify and explain it. We'll do it in reverse order. We'll explain it first. It provides for you the one-hand equivalent of what you can do with a keyboard. There are 5 keys, and normally each finger sits on a key, and depressing any one key at a time produces a character. And any 2 keys at a time also. And in fact, any combination of depressing, of which there are 31 combinations. So Don soon learns and can type a message. We've developed a very special language for talking with extreme precision about these control, both the command functions and the control dialogue for them. And a little bit later, when we tell you about programming, Jeff Rulison will bring in some special examples to you of the languages we've used actually to program at high level these functions and the control feedback that we get in these control dialogue. Compile them and go back. All right, I think I'll skip the rest of these because time is crowding us. And I'd like to go to a little sequence here that is really a very important one. Now you've seen most of the way through here how this serves as a very powerful tool for an individual to work when he's studying, doing his planning, designing, debugging, documenting. But we also saw through the medium of leaving messages for each other and filtering them that people can collaborate quite well over a period of time by working on joint files. In fact, you can have a joint file and go leave a message and get a response in a matter of minutes because they're all available instantly. Now, computer, do the automatic switching that'll bring in a camera picture from the camera mounted on his console, such as the camera mounted on mine is. Hi, Bill. That's great. Now we're connected audio. You can see my work, you can point at it, and I can see your face, and we can talk. So let's do some collaborating.